My name's Emer Stassen, and Lee has volunteered to give testimonial about, we ran a 6-week intensive within the Academy for Soul-Based Coaching called The Truth About Money and Me. And I was curious about how you felt it went, Lee.
Oh, well, for me to join the Money&Me workshop, there was an element of fear, and sort of exploring that fear, I just felt that there were so many feelings around money that I wasn't aware of. So it's almost as if, I get on with my day, and I know that money is very much a part of this life that we live in. But it's almost like this humming sound that hums in the background. And I know it's there, but I don't really look. I sort of don't to look. It's just like, let's just hope everything's okay. I hope everything's okay. So there was something about acknowledging that, I was going to have to step across and actually turn my head and look at the money and face money in my life. So that was quite a challenge. So it was quite a challenge to be there, and but it was fun. It was fun to be with a group of women, and everybody exploring together, and obviously exploring in the soul-based coaching way with clean questions was really interesting.
What emerged for you during the 6-week intensive?
Well, what emerged were some incredibly strong feelings. I think it was just, being able to write the word money down and then sitting and connecting with what that brought up. And there were all sorts of things, many beliefs brought with me through childhood, my life, my experiences. There was, there was the sort of ecstatic feeling and joy of receiving money and having those experiences and memories. But there was also elements of shame and embarrassment around talking about money. And that was sort of quite hard. There were times I felt for myself that, I was really exposing myself, and I had to feel really incredibly brave to do that. But what came of that was just fantastic. Over the 6 weeks, this didn't happen instantaneously, and it was certainly through, the sort of development of the 6 weeks as we went on. It was as if I actually stepped out and into adulthood and thought, you know what, I am a grown-up, and these are my responsibilities, and I really should take some interest in them, and that possibly it could feel less scary if I do. And so I've made quite big shifts in that, I've been able to sit, take a deep breath and look at a bank statement. Whereas before, I think it was something that came in the post and, I held out there and sort of peeped at and didn't really want to, didn't want to look at it, didn't want to take responsibility for it. And obviously that's been a huge personal challenge for me. But it's a reminder to me that I did this before, that I was capable before, and I've had a part of my life where it's changed significantly. I lost my connection with the feeling of how I managed when I, set out on my own. And not only can I do it again, but I can do it with so much more good feeling and gratitude around money and what that means.
Thank you so much for sharing all of that. And certainly gratitude was a big part of the 6-week intensive, and that bravery, I could see that throughout, and the pausing and allowing that heartfelt feelings to be with money, despite at the beginning the feelings of the shame and the fear and our beliefs around money that can be so deeply ingrained, that are deeply ingrained. And as you were talking, I was curious about, was there, you mentioned this, it was a gradual process over the 6 weeks, but was there a particular moment when you remember during that where you did take that step into adulthood, as you describe, and that you can be grown up about money?
I was participating in the workshop, and I was having these feelings that were coming up and working with those. And there was the, the actual sort of physicality of holding money in my hand, that holding it and feeling it. And what did I feel about that money? Money in your hand can feel very different to the sort of knowing or not knowing whether there's money in the bank. Let's just do what you haven't done for a long time and look at bank statements and sort of own it, and see my name on it and think, right, hey, this is me, this is my finances. That's a huge change. I need to be responsible, and I need to think about, I've got 4 children. I need to think carefully about what I'm doing with money.
Yeah.
But it also brought up feelings of, I think probably for many of us, this feeling of abundance that came up.
Yeah.
And that theme of abundance and what that meant to us in relation to money. And it really made me look at, money as in wealth in that way, but also, what does wealth mean? And mine moved on very quickly to my health, because that's been very prevalent. What makes you feel rich? What is it?
What fascinated me as part of this journey was how, for each one of us, that our relationship with money meant so many different things. But it was about the money and the holding it in your hand, looking at it, appreciating it, but it was also something else. And for you, it's that abundance and your health, which is really fascinating, that it is so interconnected with all aspects of our life. What difference then does all of this make for you now, going through this 6-week intensive?
I feel that it's empowered me. It's empowered me, my relationship with money, and also seeing, the value in what I do. And sometimes that's a monetary transaction that takes place or needs to take place, and that, that I can do that and feel, I can feel gratitude that I'm receiving money. But also gratitude that I've given a gift of service, and that there's that sort of flow in the world of, things going out and things coming in.
I can feel that empowerment listening to you as well, in all that, and how you journeyed through this as well.
Yeah, it certainly feels a less fearful place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say to anyone that was considering joining in the intensive?
We always have fantastic celebrations of what we've learned or what we've come away with. And I really, really wanted to celebrate our courage for being brave together, because it's often really easy to read about a workshop and, have that curiosity, and then the fear steps in. You think, actually, no, I don't want to look at that. But I would say that whatever your relationship is with money, it's a fantastic way to explore that together in a very different way. And that's exciting. So I would say definitely give it a go, and that it could help you in so many ways. I mean, it could be that you're fabulously managing your money, or you're not fabulously managing, but whichever position you find yourself in, there's something there to learn about your relationship with money. It's good fun. It's great fun to spend that time together.
Yeah. It's like the people that were part of the intensive, it's like we form these strong, deeper bonds than we've already got as well.
Yeah.
Doing this together. And although we individually sign up, it definitely is a journey together, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I love that celebration, our courage, all of our courage, your courage, my courage in doing this, in exploring this topic of the truth about money. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lee.
Thank you, Emma.